This code that you can see on the back is called the social court here in Berlin. And this is a place where one should expect to get help and support from the judge, from the court, from the government. However, the situation here in Germany, Berlin, it is completely different than the reality that everyone thinks. Even German people also think that the reality is that the social code help people like myself in difficult situations. But this is far away from the truth. More than 6 months ago, I came to that court personally by myself and I applied for legal aid. So I would have assistance to have support with a lawyer here in Germany, Berlin, to deal with this difficult situation. I presented everything to the court, everything what they needed. I explained the situation really, really well. And also, I brought in the actual laws that supported my application, which technically, legally, and based on the German civil code, and also based on the German labor code, and also based on the EU law system, the social code should have granted me legal aid, so I would be fairly treated and fairly helped with the support of a lawyer. So this code here on the back is breaking people's human and civil rights because they choose to neglect assistance even though when people have rights to get assistance. They are illegally refusing legal aid to vulnerable people in difficult situations. People who are trying to fight against a lot of injustices that the job centers are providing them with. The job centers and this code, the social code of Berlin, are breaking the law. This is where it gets interesting because the job centers know that they can get away with crimes. The job center staff know that they can do whatever they want to take away the rights of the population, especially the people that are vulnerable and don't have enough resources to hire a lawyer to help them. So they refuse to give them their benefits that they're entitled to. And then they apply all the legal measures to delay, stop, lose documents, and they create impossible bureaucracies. So the civilian cannot get support from the job center. And then the civilian, like myself, we have rights to come to this social court and request for support and request for legal aid. So we can hire a lawyer to fight against the job center's decision. And this is where it gets tricky. So this social court will refuse the legal aid. It's legal, that we civilians living in Germany are entitled to fight against the government's decision. Social code is also breaking the law. Their job center are also breaking the law. It is a union, and together they know that they can get away with crimes. So they will connect and collide, and they will break people's rights. I am the living proof of that, and I have collected more than sufficient evidence, more than enough evidence to prove that the social code, which is just behind me here, and the job centers are colliding to break the law. And that is a mafia, that is a network, it's a corrupted system that will trick individuals, they will trick people not to be legally represented in court. And this is very important, especially for people that don't speak German very well. It's very important that we get assistance, it's very important that we get help and support. It's very important that we have a lawyer to fight against injustices. And bear in mind that Germany is the most racist country, yes, that I've ever been to. It is very racist. It's a systematic racism. It is structured racism. And generally people are racist. So having support from the court is the bare minimum that a civilian like myself expect from this society. But you can come to that social court fighting against the job center, you can try to apply for legal aid, and you can do whatever you want. You can present whatever evidence that you have. That's exactly what I've done. I presented everything with solid evidence, with law. I researched, I got advice, presented a proper file document explaining my whole situation. And within that file of document, there was a specific law that allowed me to get legal aid. Unfortunately, this court did not read my reports. Instead, they chosen to divert everything and create a narrative that would not allow me to get the legal aid. So they are very smart. So basically, whatever document, whatever report, whatever well-written statement that you do and give it to them, they will not read it, or they might read it, but they will pretend that they did not understand the narrative. They will change the narrative and use their own argument and laws that are not applicable to my case to refuse the legal aid. And that is illegal, and it's breaking the civil and labor German code. These people from this social court are breaking the law, and it's very important that they learn, and the government learn, and the EU learn as well, that no one the law. And there should be help and support for people who need help and support, people who are vulnerable, people that don't speak German very well, people that are from disprivileged backgrounds, people that cannot afford it to pay for a lawyer. And then also, they should read the case. There should be an interpreter. They should speak different languages. And most importantly, they should follow the law and help people to get legal aids to fight against injustices that their own job center, their own government, their own system are implementing and creating obstacles to destroy the lives of the most vulnerable people in society. So think about it. Imagine the social court is a place where it should be unbiased, right? Imagine somewhere where there's a judge, there are people that know about the law. Imagine they change the whole narrative to fit in a narrative that will favor the job center and deprive me from having legal aid that's so important. And now 6 months down the line, here I am homeless. I have nowhere to stay and I have nowhere to go, and I have to live in a shelter just because of this court, the social court has denied me legal aid. And if this court 6 months ago allowed me to get legal aid, it means that I would have started this whole legal process way earlier, and that would definitely have justice for my case. This social court here behind is responsible for my homelessness life right now, because it deprived me from the legal rights that I have to protect and have legal representation. So just imagine a system that is designed to trick people and send them into homelessness. Imagine now that being a country called Germany, a superpower country where German people say that those things don't actually happen. And yeah, the living proof that those things, those illegal things, those things that should not be happening in this country, in Germany, are actually happening. And to me, when I look at these people in this court, I just see criminals, because they had the law, they had the power, they had the staff, and they had the opportunity to do what's right, and they had chosen to do the wrong thing. And to me, that's a crime. That's a crime against humanity. This is a crime against the population. It's a crime against the people. And this is a network. It's a mafia. It's racist. It's xenophobic. It discriminates against people. But it has to be stopped. I'm confident that a lot of people go through the same issue. I've researched, I've spoken with a lot of people, and they go through the same problem because they ask for help in the school. They will side with the job center. They will side with people who are breaking the law because, they know how to do it, and they will do it